Hello there, we're going to talk about Wet Bench IPA-Vapor-Dryer-tank structure. You can see that this is the structure of the IPA vapor dry. This is the IPA tank, and the put cover seal open, and the roll bar put in the wafer. And put in the wafer, then roll bar out, and the cover sealed. Do the process of the dryer, and we have the IPA supply from facility to let the IPA into a tank. This is the IPA, and there is the IPA label sensor here. The label sensor, this is the high sensor. If the IPA to the high sensor, it may be dangerous to the wafer. It's abnormal. So if IPA too much, and the level 2 is high alarm level, it will send alarm message to let engineer know. And this is the suitable level sensor. This is the low level sensor. When the IPA first adding to the suitable level, and through the processing for a period of time, the IPA decreasing to the low level, and low level sensor will let the IPA supply know and open this valve to add IPA from the low level to suitable level. This is a level sensor function. And we use a heater about 200 degrees centigrade to heat IPA liquid to form IPA vapor. So hold the chamber, increase flow of IPA vapor, and the wafer, a wet wafer with water on the surface of the wafer. Put into the IPA vapor, and the vapor take the water on the surface of the wafer away, and to let the wafer dry. And the IPA vapor close the cooling water assembly. This is the cooling water in and out. This is the cooler. The cooler around the chamber, around the tank. The IPA vapor touch the cooler and become IPA liquid with liquid water. Then the IPA liquid and the liquid water drain and the flow to drain line. So use the IPA heating by the heater and cause the IPA vapor and the IPA vapor to take away the water on the surface of the wafer to make wafer dry. Then the IPA vapor touch the cooler, become IPA liquid and water liquid form, and the liquid flow and to the drain line. So drain line is IPA liquid and liquid water. The drain line has a little bit higher temperature and go to the drain receiver cooling exchanger tank to let the IPA liquid and the water liquid solution with room temperature. If the thermometer here measure the temperature is normal, closing to temperature, open the valve to let it drain to facility. To be treated. This is the IPA vapor dry structure. And as we know that the IPA, especially the IPA vapor, is a very dangerous, easy to cause fire. It's a hazard material. So with a high temperature process IPA vapor dry processing, does use a fire extinguisher here to stand by. Nowadays, every wet bench and with whole the chemical tank, adding the fire extinguisher is a standard equipment. So the fire extinguisher is here standby, and we have a very strong exhaust. Although the cover is sealed the IPA vapor inside the tank, but some IPA vapor still leak. The vapor leak and suck by strong exhaust to facility. To avoid the IPA vapor concentration higher and higher in the out tank space. And we also have a IPA sensor here. The IPA sensor, it measures the IPA gas concentration. It's a detector. Normal setting is the IPA gas concentration approaching to 25% LEL. It's just like a ppm unit. it will cause alarm to warn the engineer to come here to check it out and stop heating. And if the IPA detect measure the gas concentration approaching to 50% LEL, equipment power off the IPA whole assembly, including its power and the heater and the process. This is the IPA sensor function, and there is a IR sensor here. IR sensor is a fire sensor. This is a IR detector. IR beam produced by the fire. So, if an IR detector on, it detects the fire condition. It will let hold the equipment power off the IPA assembly, and fire extinguisher act to deal with the fire. So these two conditions, this one and this one, we don't want to see it. Because of it, we have a mahogany dryer. Now, we'll talk about it next time. So the IPA vapor dry procedure is very simple, just like this. First of all, IPA heating and produce the IPA vapor to flow off the IPA tank, and the wafer in the tank and put in the IPA vapor to make wafer itself dry, just for minutes processing time. Then the dry wafer out by robot. It's very simple, and this process make the wafer dry and the process very clean, almost without any particle, but very dangerous about the fire. Okay, let's all see you next time.